Hey, everybody. It is your girl D Willis here. And in today's video, if you've been wondering how to make your own coloring books using AI, I'm going to show you how to do just that. In my previous video, in the digital products that I sell, I actually showed you one of my coloring books, which you're going to probably, or you probably saw already on the thumbnail, but we're going to dive into my computer and I'm going to walk you through step by step and also leave you a prompt below, the same one I'm going to use in this video to show you how you can make your own coloring pages using AI. So let's dive in. Okay guys, now we are in my Midjourney. I went ahead and made this channel so for this tutorial specifically. So what we're going to do is type in imagine prompt should pop up. If you're not familiar with Midjourney, I have a previous video that shows you how to log in and make a Midjourney. You'll need Discord to do that, and I will link that down below in the description for you. But this is the prompt that I pre-made, and I want to make that lowercase. And this is the prompt that I pre-made to go into here to use to kind of make us some coloring pages. So the goal here is to make a children's coloring book, kind of like a cartoon, a little modern cartoonish style of a cheerful little girl exploring a candy land. Full body, preferably black and white line art because it's a coloring book, and it is a children's coloring book. White background, no dither, no gradient, no fill, and telling the AI it is like a vector illustration. I want it in a version 5.2, and I want the aspect ratio to be a 2:3 ratio, which is basically a portrait. So what we're going to do is press enter and see what Midjourney comes up with for us and whether or not we like the design that it is presenting. Okay, it is almost done. Okay, so here are the coloring pages that it came up with for us. And we can open it in the browser just to kind of take a closer look at it and kind of see the details, see if there are any errors anywhere. This is what I pretty much like to do. Now you see that it is some shading in here, even though we said no gradient, it is some shading, but that doesn't hurt the image any. I think it'll just help it once it's colored over. Okay, so that looks pretty nice. Okay. So now that we know that these 4 images is coming out the way we want them to with this prompt, now we can go ahead and we can duplicate it and make it go faster for us. And we're going to put a repeat on it. And we're going to repeat it depending on the plan that you have for Midjourney. Is going to depend on how many prompts it can work on at a time. So I'm going to repeat it 5 times. So it's going to ask this question, are you sure you want to repeat this 5 times? Yes, I want to repeat it 5 times. So now it's going to make 5 more of them, right? So this is how I can crank out more faster. So it's 4, I just did 5, so that's 20. And this will be 24, these 4. And that's if all of them come out perfect, right? Perfect the way we want them. Other than that, we'll just keep populating more and more and more. And this is how I was able to make my coloring book for like the anime cyberpunk. I was able to do it like this. See, like this image here coming through, I might not like that as much, right? We got to see, it's too much shading for me. So you see how it's too much. So we might not use this page per se, might use these pages, you know, so you have to go through your pages to see which ones you want to use. So now that you have all of your art pages for the coloring book created, it's time to think about how you want it laid out. Me personally, I love single-sided coloring books. That way, if a person tears out the page, it doesn't have a picture on the back. That way, if they want to hang them or frame them or give them to someone, they can without worrying about the image on the back. You can do, and people like it how they like it, right? So you can do front and back pictures, or you can do single-sided. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do single-sided. And considering some of you may not be techie, in this particular tutorial, we're going to be using Canva, but I did make my coloring books, I make them in InDesign. So I might show you both if we have enough time in this video. So let's jump over to Canva so you can see how you would turn these images into an actual coloring book. Okay, most coloring books are just US size pages. So what we're going to do is go up to custom size, and we're going to change this to inches, and we're going to do an 8.5 by 11 inch, which is a regular US size paper. So we're going to go ahead and create a new design, and we're going to call our new design coloring books. Let me do coloring books. Okay, so I do have some pages uploaded in mine. So and I know that I have maybe 51 pages or actual images. I'm always going to times that by 2 because I'm thinking of a spread. The facing page that you see once you open up a book when you're turning pages from left to right, the opening page you see, which is the right hand side of the page, is called the recto. The back side of the page is called the verso. So you have to think this is an actual book with pages being turned. So if you put coloring pages back to back, let me just drop these in here for a quick demonstration. If you drop coloring pages in here like this back to back, this will be the front and then this will be the back. So which means we need to skip a page, right? So we need to skip a page because this would be the back because we didn't want an image on the back. And then we'll put this here, and then we'll put this here. Okay, now as you can see, I have this going from edge to edge, which means it's bleed. Now, some of this is going to get cut off based on the cut when they actually cut the pages. Okay, so this will actually be cut. So you have some people that like to do full bleed like this where it runs off. So when they trim it, it's the whole paper. But you have some people who like to make a border. Okay, so it depends on your preference. So if we go in here, we can actually, let's do, let me come in here and do some guides real quick. So we're going to make this half an inch. And this is how I actually do it in InDesign. I do ½ inch just because I pretty much know how how many pages it's going to be. So I do the ½ inch. So if you know, and let me go up here. There we go. So now I know to make my lines or my outline, which I can do. I know to do it within here. And that's if I want one. So let's go here. Now I can put the image in here. Now I am on a Mac, so I can press Shift and Option, and then it'll let me blow it up evenly. Right? But we want it to stretch to our outline. Okay? And then we want to duplicate that. And then we can just drop an image in there. Let's duplicate another page because we need a blank page in between. And then we will duplicate. Okay, so we got that page. Okay, cool beans. So we have our recto, our verso, our recto, our verso. And then we're going to do Then we're going to do another recto. And we know that's a verso. And then we'll do a recto. Okay, so now we have a facing page, the back, the right side, the back, another right side, the back, a right side, and we need a back. Okay, so this is how you will lay it out. Okay, now keep in mind, you might want a cover. So we'll duplicate that and we'll take this off. Now this might say coloring book. Now this is where your title would be. Coloring book. And then we do title. Okay, so this is like your title page. And then on the back of the title page, you can leave it blank, or you can put some copyright information on the back, up in the corner if you like. And then with this, let me go here, copy. You might have paste your brand information or a logo. Branding or logo can sit right here. And then we can position that in the middle. So we'll bring it back down. There we go. So it's not going to get cut off. All right. So because we got our little safe space, and then we got our copyright information. And now the book can begin right there. So you got the right side when they open it. So it says, this is my coloring book. The back page of that, which you give the copyright information, and then that way on the right side of the book you have this page and then the back, and this page then the back. So then that way they can tear out the pages if they want to and post them up on their walls or anything of that nature. So you do that all the way down to the end of the book. Okay, now this is just the interior. This is not the cover. So once you've laid out all of this, you can head over to KDP. Let's go over here. And this can kind of give you templates too. So if you don't know, like I know that I did a 1/2-inch margin around the page. If you don't know, you can come here and say, okay, yes, you want a paperback because it's a coloring book. The interior, you want standard color or black and white. You want black and white because this is a coloring book. Paper type, white. Hopefully you're doing white because it's a coloring book. Page direction, left to right, because that's how we read, from left to right. And then units of measurement, we're going to keep inches. In the book trim, we're doing an 8.5 by 11. Our page count. So our interior page count is about 106. Okay, just let's say it's 106 pages, because you're going to add all of these pages. Well, it's going to tell you. So you're going to see, if you put it on the last, you will see the number of pages. So you must make sure you include these. Okay, and then the last page, that's going to be your total of pages. Even the blank pages count. So then let's just say it's 106. It's going to say calculate dimensions. Now this is your cover. Now what you can do is you can download this cover template, and this is how you can design your cover in Canva. Okay, so we've made all of our pages. We went over to Amazon KDP. We got the template so that way we can design our cover. There are 2 files you're going to need to upload to KDP, and that is your interior file, which we've already made that. We haven't downloaded it, but we made it. And then we went over to KDP, put in our total number of pages and everything, and we got our book cover template. So now let's jump back into Canva and see how to use this cover template on how we can design it in XYZ. Okay, so now we're back in Canva. This is our coloring book interior pages. Interior pages. Now what we would want to do, once it's all finished and we have all of these skipping a page, your last page should be blank. Okay, that's how you know you did it right. Your last page should be blank. And if you're doing title pages, you must have 2 in the front before getting to your actual design. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to share, we're going to go to download, and we're going to PDF print. Okay, you're going to PDF print. Because you have text in here, you want to flatten the PDF, because what it does is it flattens and embeds the text, the fonts. Okay, so you want to flatten. It helps that everything prints out right with Amazon. So click the flatten, and then you're going to download. Okay, so now this file is done, right? So put it in a safe place on your computer, because this is your interior pages that when you go to KDP, they're going to ask for your interior pages, and this is the file you give them. Now, going back over to our initial home page here, let's refresh it because our new design should be popping up right there. Okay, so now what happened is that we have the we do have the, I just downloaded it, there we go, the paperback template. Now they have a PDF template in here, a PNG template in here. So what we can do is just grab our thing and drop it on here. Okay, so we just dragged and dropped, and it says view file. Okay, so now we're here with our 106 page. Now we're going to click it to open it, and it's going to say use it in the design. Yes, we want to use it in the design because we want to design our cover of our coloring book. Now the first thing I do is I lay out my guides. Okay, I lay out my guides, and then I'm going to end up probably, okay, so just so you know, it gives you instructions right here on the trim. It says the black solid line, that's the trim. And that's why I was able to put it in there a 1/2 inch, because I kind of knew where it was going to go on this. Okay. And this is the fold in the middle. Okay. This is where it kind of like folds, because our pages are going to go in between here when they create the book. Uh-oh. And then we're going to do this, because this line in the middle is the cut line. That's where they're going to cut. And the red is the safety line. So keep all of your stuff in the safety line. That's why I put it a little bit to a 1/2 like this, because it's going to give us a little bit of space on the side. So we want to kind of do this. This is our little safety. And this is where your barcode is going to be when Amazon prints the book out. So you don't want like a design that you really want seen over, I keep grabbing that, over here. So like protect this little square, because that's where it's going to be, or rectangle. Okay, let me file, view settings, take the rulers off. Okay, so it took my guides away when I took my rulers off. Oh, show guides and rulers. Just add guides. There we go. Okay, so now we can design some stuff. All right, so let's see what we have here. Let's see if we can come up with coloring book for children. So of course you would want to create something of your own right here, but for the sake of this tutorial, I don't want to get too technical with it. So just make your own design, whatever you think is cute. Okay, and I guess I could have used mine. I could have used my cover. Now this cover I designed in Photoshop. So it was one of my pages. It's actually a bonus page, but it was one of my pages that I threw into Photoshop and I colored over it. right? And then this side, I kind of made a solid color. So once you get everything in place, then you can delete that out. And then I actually came here and then I picked that and kind of like made the back cover. And then you can put your logo or whatever. Put your logo on the back in the corner. That's for a little. And then you put your little logo or whatever in the back. And then what you're going to do is you're going to save this and download this and flatten it as a PDF print. I don't save this like a PNG. I also save it in a PDF. I flatten all the letters and all the fonts and everything. I flatten everything because I want the print to come out perfect. And then you will press download. And now you have your cover. And of course you want to make sure you name it first. Book cover. Don't do like I did and download it before you name it. Book cover tutorial. Okay. So now you download it, and then of course now you have your 2 files. So guys, I hope that was helpful for you, where you were able to walk through everything on how to design a coloring book using Midjourney AI, how to make your pages, then turn around and upload those pages into Canva, create your layout, whether it's front and back or single page layout. Go over to KDP after you found the number of total pages that's going to be in your book. So that way you can get the cover template, and then you drop that into your Canva and you create a design, a cover over your template. And then you download your files. And once you do that, you are ready to go ahead and upload those to Amazon KDP. All right. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them in the description or in the comment box below. All the links, the prompt and everything is going to be in the description below, so you can get access to that. So I hope this was helpful. If this was, and you like this tutorial style, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and head over to dwillis.com. Make sure you get on her diary newsletter, because that gives you some behind the scenes. I help people every day start digital businesses online. There's different products, of course, that you can make digitally, but it's all about running a business and how to go about doing it. There's certain things you're going to need, and I am here to help you get what you need, learn what you need to learn, and have the mindset behind it, so that way you can be successful. Until next video, bye.